I got a question for you
Sure.
about making YouTube video or doing YouTube in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Because if I go to Australia, I
Uh-huh.
want to make YouTube video and creating my YouTube channel. I only have 2 or 3 video about uh, game
Yeah.
games gaming arcade center in Japan and playing game, and there are only 2 or 3 short movie on my channel. So
Okay.
I haven't got on my face on YouTube, and this is
Mhm.
my first time
Oh,
showing my face on
well, yeah.
YouTube. So
Yeah.
it's a very good
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. So this is your channel is very big, and I have watched your video more than 3 or 4, because I
Thank you.
followed you
Thank
yeah
you. Yeah.
for so long time. So
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
and so today, the day that I create on my channel, and I'm trying to stream also on my channel. So so please give me some tips to start new channel.
No problem. So this one's easy because I've thought about this for a long time. You have 3 simple steps. Okay. And every single day, you focus on these 3 things in order. Okay. Number 1, who is your target audience? Be very specific. So, what country are they in? What language do they speak? And what's their hobby? Right? What's the theme? So you said gaming, right? But then you said maybe Japanese arcades. So here's the problem. Who's watching the video? Japanese people or English speaking people interested in Japan? Which is it? Because I would recommend, and this is just a recommendation, but this seems to be the wise advice. If you look at other YouTubers and other advice, they would say be as specific as you can in the beginning. It's better to be specific with your target audience, because if you do things that are too random, and especially if you do it in both English and Japanese, you're just not going to be able to compete with all of the other YouTubers out there. So the idea is not to compete in the big ocean, but the idea is to compete in a small little pond. And if you can, compete in a small little pool. So when you become the only YouTuber that posts about, let's say, Japanese arcade video games in like how do you say it? Those like 下町みたいなところわかんないけど、
Mm,
昭和時代みたいな、アーケードみたいなわかんないけど、because
mhm,
it's your channel, right? But if you focus on going to these arcades, from the 80s or something like that, and you show these retro video games, Japanese retro video game arcade in Nakano, right?
mm,
Okay, did you say it in English or did you say it in Japanese? Because you have to know who your target audience is, right? And if it's an American, they don't read kanji, so you have to put the title in English, right? So that's definitely number 1. Before you even make a video, you have to know who you're talking to. And then by default, you have to understand which language are you going to use. So the thing is, you're going to be moving to Australia, so I think the video game content is going to have to shift because you're going to have to be able to make content from Australia, right?
mhm,
So once you understand who your target audience is, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's okay. You could be in Japan, you could be in Australia, you could be in Korea. Once you know who your target audience is, the next thing is to give them an exciting headline and an exciting
mm,
thumbnail. That's it. If this idea is exciting, they're going to click. And if it's not exciting, they're not going to click. It's as simple as that. So, what could you say to the specific group of people that is like playing video games that is really exciting, right? And you got to think about that, because if it's not interesting to anybody, well, what's the point? I mean, maybe you're having fun by yourself, but you do want to reach out and you do want to connect with people. So your headline becomes super important. But that's the second thing you got to worry about. Don't forget, the first thing is who are you talking to? You can never forget that. And I have a very bitter lesson about that. That maybe okay. I'll explain this. So step 3 then becomes audience view duration. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, so you know headline thumbnail, right?
Mhm.
Headline thumbnail. So the headline of the video and the thumbnail, the thumbnail. That's pretty simple, right? But the audience view duration is the average amount of time that the viewer watches the video. So YouTube, as an algorithm, prefers larger numbers. 1 minute? No way. 3 minutes? No way. 5 minutes? Now we're talking. 9 minutes? Okay, you might have a good video. That is the cut and dry reality of math. The bigger the number in your average view duration, the better your video is going to perform, without a doubt. This is the secret, that if you understand this secret, now you go back to your target audience and then you say, okay, how can I keep my target audience's retention for longer than 5 minutes? So you better have a really good idea in a headline, in a thumbnail, to keep their attention for longer than 5 minutes. As you practice YouTube, you're going to find out that people only give you 1 minute. People only give you 2 minutes. And that's just not enough to compete in YouTube. So really what's happening is the longer one person pays attention, the assumption is the algorithm will say, well, if this one person pays attention for 10 minutes, maybe 20 people will pay attention for 10 minutes, right? So the algorithm starts to recommend that video to more and more people because, well, if 10 people are watching for 10 minutes, maybe 1,000 people would watch for 10 minutes. And so the algorithm is going to seek these audiences out on your behalf. You don't even have to do anything by then. As long as you get these 3 steps lined up, the algorithm will work on your behalf. But you have to do the 3 steps in order to see maximum success. So to review, you got to know who you're talking to, your target audience. Then you have to come up with a good headline and a good thumbnail so you get a good click-through ratio. The amount of people that click for every 100 shown, then 8%, 10% click, right? And then the final number in the math is the AVD, audience view duration. The longer that number is, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're going to make good videos. And if you can get that audience retention up to like 70%, you are a YouTube master. Unfortunately for me, I'm not a master. I appreciated your comments, and you watched my videos for a few years, and I'm glad. But the truth is, there's way more famous YouTubers than I, and I keep trying to man, what am I missing? You know what I mean? I think I'm pretty good at teaching. I think I'm pretty interesting, right? Why are there more, right? I kind of think about this a lot, and I know what it is. It's the average view duration is probably lower than other YouTubers. And I know why, because the other videos have more fluent Japanese and they have subtitles. And I just find it really hard for me to put subtitles because I don't believe in subtitles. But anyway, I digress. So now that you got the 3 steps, what do you think? Who do you think your target audience is?
Yeah, maybe my target audience is Japanese, and my channel style is like blogging on other countries. So maybe I'm talking in English and typing Japanese subtitles on that video, but my focus is for Japanese viewers, but I'm trying to speak in English in my video because it's also my record of my English practice and improving in other countries. So that's about my blog style video. And the one thing the another thing is they're giving a lot of information about living abroad or the experience that I get, and sharing with people my experience. So that's the main focus. So my main target audience is Japanese people.
Gotcha. So then moving forward, then you kind of have to brainstorm together in a sense, because do you know Mr. Beast?
Yep, I know.
Okay, so one of my hobbies, I would say, is not watching Mr. Beast videos, but watching Mr. Beast give advice. And one of the things that he really, really makes painfully obvious is that he thinks a lot about the headline and the thumbnail. And he won't even film anything until he has his headline and his thumbnail established and set and permanent almost. So once he knows he has a good idea in the headline and he can make a thumbnail, then he begins video production of the video itself. So it is super important to think about your headlines and your thumbnail to entice Japanese people to click your video and not somebody else's. So I think that the only way to do that is by, well, one, you can see what's kind of popular, but then two, you're going to have to just go and experiment. So the thing is that it just depends on how you design your channel. But a lot of times people have like 3 different ideas, but the algorithm is kind of stupid. So for example, let me give you an example. I made videos about famous Japanese people's English, right?
Yeah.
Actresses, musicians, singers, right? And one day I discovered that somebody in the royal family spoke English. So I made a video about that person in the royal family, and it did well. And so I saw the feedback. I was like, well, I wonder if there's anybody else in the royal family. So I made another video about the person in the royal family, and that video did well too. So then I made another video about somebody in the royal family because I'm chasing the, well, positive feedback, right? Well, this is what happened. My channel then shifted into a royal family channel because the algorithm told me, oh, your audience also watches Imperial Japan or stories of the imperial family. And I'm like, wait, no. Step 1, my audience is people learning English, not royal family. So you got to be careful when you're mixing like 2 different ideas, because you really want to focus on the one idea as opposed to the many ideas in the beginning. Really work on the one idea and then just kind of like keep polishing it, you know? So you make one headline, all right, the next day make it better, you know what I mean? And then the next day make it longer. You basically just work on getting one idea down, and then video after video, you're going to see, oh, people, they respond to this. Oh, people responded to this aspect. Oh, you know, you step by step, you'll begin to see what people actually click. Because at the end of the day, all of this math, all of this conversation is basically clicks. Click the watch button and click the stop button. Those are the 2 clicks that matter more than anything. So you seem to have an analytical mind. I think that you have the math understanding behind you. You have a very probably you have that tech vibe that I think you're interested in AI, and I would assume therefore you probably can understand algorithms as well. Good luck, because
Thank you.
At the end of the day, people are going to click. because people think it's interesting, not because the algorithm is just pushing stuff. You know what I mean? The people, I believe, will keep the AI in control, hopefully. I believe people will do the right thing, and I believe people will resonate with truth. So as you move forward, I wish you luck, but it's not luck. It's going to be strength, that's going to get you through it, because every experiment that you do is a lesson, and every headline that you write becomes a lesson, and then every video that you release becomes a lesson on how to make it better. You know what I mean? So if you keep doing it every day after day, eventually the algorithm will recognize your hard work and start to recommend you to other people. And then from there, what do you do? Well, I don't know. What can you imagine, right? So yeah, I'm very proud of you. Good job. What's your? Am I allowed to ask your real name, or do you want to just go by your internet name?
Yeah, for now, I'm using my Jump Universe, my YouTube channel name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
one thing that I'm asking you is it okay to upload this video like on my first video speaking English in my? Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, of course.
It's really なんかすごいありがとうございます。
Yeah.
でも
Now,
最初のね、my first video is talking to famous YouTuber is going on viral, right? Maybe algorithm likes your video and viewers interested in English. So my algorithm is gonna be something big will happen in the future. I don't know, but I'm really glad.
That I appreciate your imagination. 想像力がすごいね。だってそんなに有名じゃないと思うんだけどね。But
有名人です。
いや、まあ。I know that. Okay, even Mr. Beast, he not told me, but through his videos, right? He was saying like when you get like 1 million subscribers, maybe one person a day recognizes you. But when you get 10 million subscribers, then all day people recognize you, right? I would say at my level, when I'm in Tokyo or Kyoto, about one person a day recognizes me. So yeah, I know I'm famous, but in terms of the algorithm though, and here's the bitter truth. For me, nobody is really searching my name. I mean, a few people, maybe Ky senpai, hyoban, or something like that, right? But it's not a lot, to be honest. Like the traffic numbers searching for me is not very high. And like I said, there's so many other YouTubers that have so many more subscribers than I do. So I very, I'd have to, as humbly as I can, just say thank you. But I have a lot of work to do myself. I'm trying my best to basically, teach the entire country and the entire world, right, how to like speak English, right? And so millions would be ideal, but I'm far from that goal. So I'm going to keep trying as often as I can. And I hope the same for you. I mean, I would, who knows, right? I'm not going to make any promises like how well your video is going to do if you use my name in the headline, but try it.
Yeah.
And see what happens, because honestly, Mr. Beast, he did start by he would put other YouTubers in his headline, like PewDiePie. Do you know PewDiePie?
Yep, I love his video.
Good. So Mr. Beast, when he was young, he would just basically make videos about PewDiePie because he would hope people would click it, right? And eventually, when Mr. Beast got super famous, he had actually communicated with PewDiePie. But in the beginning, he was just putting famous people's names in the headlines to see what would happen. So I, by all means, use my face, use my name to see what happens. And even Mr. Beast was saying, like, I love it when people take my videos, because that just means more virality for me. The more people that talk about Mr. Beast, the more Mr. Beast does well. So if you want to use my this video, by all means, you have permission, please do, and say whatever you want. You could say that I'm the worst teacher ever, and I don't think it will matter. I appreciate your time, and hopefully it does do well. So,
いやー本当にありがとうございます。
no, thank you very
喋
much.
れて嬉しかったです。
いやいや、全然